Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1758 of our daily content grind. Today is a fun day. I get to talk Kamen Rider because they just announced the brand new one, Kamen Rider Mice. Yes, it's not spelled the way you think it would be. There is a reason for that. We will get into everything. And I do literally mean everything. This info dropped last night, and ever since then, people have been researching, dissecting, data mining, just literally pulling whatever we can from every single source, and I'm throwing all of it together into this one video so we can get as clear a picture of what this new series is as possible. So, hopefully I have as complete of an analysis as is currently available less than 24 hours after the announcement. So, first off, yeah, we are getting this in September. That officially means Zets has only a handful of episodes left. It's wild to see it go. I have loved that show, and yeah, it's leaving a lot of big shoes for Mice to fill, especially considering Mice is a very experimental series, as I guess Zets was as well. So, naming, if you're not paying attention, if you're just brand new to this, it is spelled MY-TH. So technically, you would probably say Kamen Rider Myth or Myth. Well, when you say it like that, Myth, then you get closer to the Japanese pronunciation of mice. And that's the name pun we're going with. It does play with mythological elements and motifs, but it also is literally about a Kamen Rider motifed after a mouse. So, if we look into it, yeah, it's a very mouse-coded helmet. It's a weird design. It's a weird design. It's very alien. Like, I feel like this is like a Kamen Rider I would associate with space, UFOs, that kind of thing. Just something about all the loops coming off of the armor, which is admittedly a very unique look. It has me very worried for the stunt performers who have to do anything in this suit, because there's so many points where I'm just imagining a prop getting hooked or hung up on all the loops on the suit. But they wouldn't do it if they didn't know what they were doing, I have to assume. I do like the overall look. Yeah, it is still very alien, and it's still weird because it's a cross-strap belt, just like Zets. We're doing that again. I thought that was going to be like a one-off thing we did for Zets, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Apparently not. The main hero is going to have the chest belt again. I don't have anything against the chest belt. It's just weird breaking tradition 2 years in a row. This is the kind of thing that you normally do, like a paradigm shift at the start of a new era, which I guess International Kamen Rider is a new era, even if we're still in Reiwa. So I guess in that sense, the cross strap is just going to become a signature of the international age of Kamen Rider. But I do like the overall design. The details in it are really, really cool. We're going to take a closer look at the belt later. I'm going to say I love the color combination too. I do love that we're just straight up avoiding, considering Zets was very much motifed after the original Ichigo, I'm actually happy we're steering away from all traditional hero colors. This is like more what I would expect from a secondary writer. So I'm really interested in seeing what they do motif-wise with it. I'll give you a close-up of the helmet. And this is where you get to see a lot more of the mouse come in. The whiskers across the helmet, which does look like really good detail work. But also the lines on the forehead just are literally designed to look like cheese. It is Swiss cheese designed on the head. And I'm sorry to those who didn't notice the Swiss cheese helmet. You will never be able to unsee it now. Interesting design. We got the two rival riders, and there are two of them. Here's the fun part. Waist strap belt. So we have our main hero, the cross strap, and our main rivals are going to have the waist strap. This is Kamen Rider Mao, and yeah, like I like the design, but the design is almost like too red, you know? We have red with dark red, and like the eyes have like a little bit of purple to them, but you know, still very close in color. Really, it's just the black breaking it up. So it's a very dark design. I don't know. I think I like red, and I think this is a little bit too much red. But the motif for the rivals are cats, cat and mouse, and you can see it here. You can see the fangs as part of the motif of the helmet, the ears and the whiskers and all that. It does look very, very wicked. I will give it that. I do like the overall look and tone of the armor, despite what seems like a motif that really wouldn't be all that cool or powerful. But in this case, no, I'm not going to knock it. It looks cool. It does look cool. And then we have Kamen Rider Rid. Now, the interesting thing about this one is that Mao is using a waist belt, but it's a completely different driver, whereas Rid here is actually using the same driver as Mice, except with an additional component added to it. Which, okay, so that belt's getting used multiple ways. I'm assuming, toy-wise, they're going to sell both of the belts, and then you'll be able to disengage like the Mice driver and use it on the waist belt as well in order to get Rid. I mean, I that's the only way I can assume that you're going to do it. I don't know how the extra piece is going to play into it. I love that you can tell he has a tail. Also, yeah, it's a stark black design, but I am actually like, I think this one seems broken up a little bit more. I do like the bright yellow coming in. Like, that's a really good contrast. It's a strike of color that is missing from the Mao design, but it's still a little bit subdued. Okay, now we do have some story blurb for this that I will share with you. This is taken from the Twitter account for Toei. Awakening from a century slumber, people's wishes endure, and a falling star becomes a myth. They're not stealing my VTuber motif again, are they? I had enough of that with Zets and Impacts. Let's see. Kamen Rider Mice, pronounced Mice. A mysterious mouse rider who faces off against the cat riders Mao and Rid in an all-new battle. Mouse versus cat. That is not a new battle. I've been watching that since Tom and Jerry. Powered by mysterious egg-shaped items, Myth transforms using a belt worn across his chest, while Mao and Rid confront him using belts worn at their waist. Information regarding international broadcasts and streaming will be announced at a later date. This is going to be an international show. That makes me exceptionally happy. I'm thrilled that we're actually like continuing that. We heard that Toei actually did enjoy what Zets was doing in the West and internationally. So it is good to see that we are continuing that, you know? I was going to read through the translation of the website. To be honest, like, it does kind of like expand on what we're seeing. It mentions the Mice driver and something called the hammer bone buckle, which might just be a brute force translation. We don't know exactly. And the egg-shaped items being ride X's, to be specific. Because it is just like an AI translation, I don't trust it in the least. So when they say international details are going to be announced, I'm going to assume they're going to explain more of the motif then to an English audience. So I'm going to wait for an official English explanation for what we can glean for this. However, there was someone on Baidu who did a translation of some of the words and motif that appeared in the teaser in order to get a little bit more of an idea of what's going on here. So, century-long slumber, cat and mouse fuse spanning a century, and then we do know that. Master-servant relationship is mentioned. There are male and female protagonists, which every Kamen Rider has, but it does make me wonder if we're going to get another like early female writer. It is weird to me that Zets is our first Reiwa series that does not have a female writer as of yet. There's still a little bit of time to throw one in if they really want to. And I do like to point out that there is a spare Zets driver floating around now, thanks to storyline shenanigans. So it's not impossible, but so far, this is the first one that's not brought one to the table. And I do know the Lords are pseudo riders; they don't technically count. Master disciple relationship: Red Cat Mao and Black Cat Rid. So Rid is the disciple of Mao, the Red Cat. Interesting. Let's see. Oniwaban generally refers to a Secret Service intelligence organization during the Edo period, but in Mice's case, it represents a core organization in the story. I remember, I believe, I know that terminology from Rurouni Kenshin, of all things. Face and shadow betrayal, many plot points. Okay, so we're back to betrayals. Had a lot of those in Zets. Mysterious events, including human disappearance, strange noises, power transmission, accidents, supernatural disappearances. That's a little bit of Agito flavor, of just like unknown things happening. So there's going to be a little bit of a mystery element to it, which I always like mystery in my Kamen Riders. And mystery is not the same as unanswered questions. We'll put it that way. Like, I like to go like speculation and I like the discovery aspect. So, let us get into toy and what we can expect on the storefront for these. So, here is your mice driver. The driver itself does look cool. It is a really futuristic looking belt. It's not forcing the aesthetic or the gimmick of the whole thing. It's just a really cool looking high-tech belt. It's hard to see, but during the trailer, we actually do see mice activating the Ride X inside, and it requires two motions. It requires this to close those yellow handles, and that's locking the egg in place, and then the two top and bottom handles have to get hit to open the egg. So there's a double motion to it, which is neat. And you can see when the egg opens, it reveals the animal that you have actually transformed into. And there's something interesting about that too. So the trailer and the poster shows a bunch of these Ride X's, and they're fascinating. Okay, so it is just an egg in like a mechanical frame. You know, and then they crack open for like the reveal for the rider belt. It's a little bit weird, but it's an animal motif series, so okay, fine. We're being given eggs in this trying time. Here's the fascinating thing. So in the trailer teaser, there is a scene where we see a rider holding one of these, and then it looks like it passes across a lot of different people over that century's worth of time, because you can see they're in the scenery behind them and in the fashion they're wearing a shift in time. So through those 100 years, this thing is shifting. And the fun thing about this is it goes from the blue egg with the cat paw down there on the left and the mouse emblem on the right, but over 100 years, it switches. So now the cat is in the cat paw is in a different position, and the mouse icon is in the more prominent one, and that is interesting. Like, that makes me wonder like exactly why that is. Now, the more I think of it, the more like you could potentially get a lot of different aspects out of cat and mice if you go through history and mythology. Cats, especially with anything Egyptian mythology that you could play with. You could get away with real world stuff, either as folk tale like the Pied Piper, or very realistic with the Black Plague. There actually are directions for the mice you could go in, but it seems to be, and what people piece together is that there seems to be a Chinese Zodiac aspect to this, which is probably going to determine forms and rivalries in this show. there is a speculation that this series could have a lot of writers, if that is true. But the idea is that it may potentially follow the Chinese Zodiac, where the mouse is first. But the idea that they've described previously in interviews is the mouse starts off as something simple and then grows into a legend. So it's like starting from the very bottom of the food totem pole and working your way all the way up. And if the Zodiac actually is an aspect of this, and it plays into things like his other forms, he could move up. Maybe there is a tiger form as a super form mid-season. Maybe he goes all the way to a dragon form in his final form. There's possibilities here. This could be fascinating. Now, so far they haven't mentioned anything about the Zodiac or really any writers who could or eggs that could potentially play into that. But that's been the rumor for a while now, and a lot of rumors about myths so far have been pretty spot on. Early sketches had things like the helmet loops and things correct for a while. Chest strap belt as well. So here's your close-up of the emblem of the animal. And just the activation of the belt in general. Here's the fascinating thing. I told you that the flash forward starts with a rider holding the Ridex, and it's this one who is not in any of the other promo shots. And it looks like mice, except it's a waist belt like the rivals. But everything else is the same. It's got helmet loops. It's got the right color scheme for it. It feels like there's an evolution not only to this rivalry, but also to how the powers work for mice. So I'm curious whether this mice from how much story this mice from 100 years prior plays into the current story. And it does feel like we are getting, some aspect of them in the series, because that's unique armor. That's a unique helmet. They're not going to go through the production cost of producing a suit and only use it for like little tiny teaser bits like this. No, so we've got a mice in the past, and we are following the brand new mice in the present, whose form is completely different, which may or may not play into the rivalry with the two cat riders, considering they do use a waist belt. It's interesting. The other point I wanted to make in regard to the eggs is that someone figured out that the eggs that they've shown off so far has an emblem that features the main animal, which is represented from the Zodiac, and then a rival animal in nature, which, the cat and mouse, obviously, but there are others as well. So someone actually did figure out that there's actually a lot more animals involved, and there are a lot from the Zodiac involved, so that could be a major element. Should have remembered that first, so I couldn't have sounded like an idiot backtracking like there, but hey, that's normal for this channel. Okay, we got a little bit of glimpse from the weapon as well. It's not the most impressive thing. It reminds me of like an oversized pizza slicer with an extra blade coming out of it. But it is what it is. It doesn't look like they're doing a whole lot of like specialty with the weapon this time, if that's all it is. But who knows? Who knows? It's a preview trailer. We don't get much of a look at it. We do get some really cool looking shots, though. I will say, like, whoever they're doing for choreography, we don't know staff yet. We do not know like directors. We do not know stars. All of that's going to be coming in the next few weeks as Zets starts wrapping up. But just from this early trailer stuff, like, they know how to get a dramatic shot, whoever they're doing. I love this shot, too, where it's just like the two rivals just about to throw down in front of each other. Yeah, this does have a lot of really good looking stuff, and I am fascinated by just like how they could work with mythology as a theme, as well as how you make a Kamen Rider based on a mouse feel like not only a hero, but like credible in a fight, because it doesn't sound like the kind of motif or power source I would expect from a powerful hero like a Kamen Rider. But I've been surprised before. They surprised me with fruit, so I will give it all the chance in the world. So those are the thoughts on Kamen Rider Mice, as well as all the info that I could possibly pull for this. We'll be talking about it more is revealed. I'm sure before episode 1, we're going to go over everything again. But for now, let me know what you think of our new writer in the comments below. And as always, I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.